So this is my video monologue for week 6 and it'll also be my week 6 submission. So I'll just start off with the weekly monologue. So I suppose this week in the labs and lectures, what I kind of got from was looking at the material and asking myself, is my waste material sustainable? So kind of looking at the life cycle of it, where has it come from, and has it had a sustainable life cycle? So doing that, I just found a similar door that came from Woody's, so you can see the price and stuff there. And then just kind of started to research and investigate the background of it, so where that door possibly could have come from. So usually what happens with these is the plants are brought over from Scotland, grown in Ireland. So the picture there, number 2, is actually a Scots pine forest in Mayo. Trees will be cut down, seasoned, distributed to manufacturers for manufacturing the doors, and then distributed out to the shops. So I suppose just looking at that, then why does it matter if the material is sustainable? So us as teachers, we should be aiming to educate students with a focus on sustainability and motivating them to work sustainably and just have an understanding of that. That's something that I suppose was really knelt down in the lectures this week, and it's something that I really did pick up. And I suppose when we're planning our workshop based on carrying out these kind of sustainable activities, that the main aim is to motivate, I suppose for us, motivate teachers and motivate students just to work with a focus on sustainability. So just going through the design thinking diary then for the week 6 submission. This is my iterative approach so far. So again, you can see just kind of all over the place that I've kind of been bouncing in between the different areas of the design thinking process, and yeah, that'll be kind of come relevant as we go along. So firstly, I just start off with analysis. So I was just analysing the module problem statement. Went on then, so exploration of the world around me, just made up a mood board there of a few things that interested me and a few things that I kind of wanted to look into more. Then I worked on the need finding, so I kind of looked at the social issue first. So I was trying to identify a problem in relation to a social issue, and what I came up with was mental health, and kind of going more in depth into that. Then, as I did, kind of went into OCD just to make it a bit more in depth. Then looked at the environmental issue of deforestation. So we will be dealing with that in this project by using our 80-20 ratio and upcycling waste material that we have found. So then started questioning myself, tried to make a link between the two of them, and I suppose that just the environment around you has a massive impact on your mental health. And yeah, so I suppose what I was kind of looking at is that by caring for your environment and working with more sustainable material, knowing that you're making a difference, can have a positive impact on your mental health. So then just went more in depth, identified a problem, came up with my design brief. So that was to design and realise a sustainable creative artifact that will address the need of a young person suffering with OCD. So again, more need finding then. This is where I really kind of went into the cycle of OCD and how I could have a positive impact on someone suffering from OCD. So the best way to go about investigating that was the interview, and I actually found this one of the most beneficial things that I did in terms of my research and investigation. So I got a lot from it, and it was really interesting to see how much of an effect it can have on a person's life. Like the person was saying to me that if the room was messy or if there was something wrong with the room, that there isn't a hope that they'd be able to sleep in it. So maybe by having some sort of organizational device that just makes it a bit easier for them, that even if they did have to tidy it up before they went to bed, it only take 2 seconds or whatever. But again, I got a lot from it, and yeah, I found that really beneficial. So then I was just looking at my initial ideas in terms of the actual artifact and the waste ideas. Uh, Going on then, we carried out the peer feedback review. So this was the one of my more developed ideas that I went with and got feedback on using Dieter. So that's the sheet here and the principles that we were working off. So again, that's a refined one, having got the feedback. Again, a few ways that I might be able to make it. But again, I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to go with this idea. I'm still kind of just thinking in my head. But at the moment, it is my main one. So here then, I was just looking at probably back to research again. So looking at my local environment. So where I'm from and just basically the environment around me and what kind of that led from. So then I was looking at my waste material and if it is sustainable. So again, just kind of the pros and cons of the actual door. It's a jointed pine door. So in the labs, I took it apart, cleaned it off, and kind of took it back to stock timber. So I can kind of work from there. So I actually kept the panels intact. So maybe I might be able to link them in. Just the design of them at the moment. I might be able to link it into the project. So yeah, I suppose then just from this week, I was looking at why it matters if the material is sustainable. So the kind of main goal of this, well, what I think of the module at the moment is educating for sustainability. So that includes educating teachers and students because it's something that teachers mightn't actually be teaching at the moment. So educating for sustainability. Yeah, so this is just more research then carried out in the door. So looking at the possible life cycle of the door. So this is a possible place that it could have come from and a possible life cycle then. And at the moment, that's where I'm at now. So the next thing then will be just kind of developing my idea further. So either going with that or changing it up. So I'll just probably have to think about that in the next coming weekend, week over. So that is my week 6 submission.